every day above ground is a good day. Bad things may happen, but the day itself, don't complain about it. Because no matter what happens to you, something worse has happened to someone else. So be thankful for every grain that you get. Good morning, Rose. Jacqueline. Good morning. Next up, of course, it is our daily bread, a word from on high. That way it'll get our day started. We got a lot of things to talk about today. That's right, a lot of things to talk about. You know what I'm going to do today? I'll tell you what I'm going to do today later on today. Okay? Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I went Ubering yesterday. Had a good time yesterday, meeting all kinds of people and all that kind of stuff. I don't pay much, but at least it's a fun job. I think I made my gas money back. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. Anyway, so hang loose. Our daily bread is next. Because we all need a word. It may change your perspective. It may even change your life. Either way, it's for the soul. Good morning to you. Time to rise and shine. Time to get busy living. Oh yeah. Alrighty then. Let me set up now and do what I got to do here. Okay. So don't go any place. We'll be back. A lot of things to talk about today. I know people don't want to ask me questions. I feel you on that. I know, and I'm here to answer all your questions. I'm even here to answer some questions you don't even ask. Okay, but that's okay. We got this. Okay, we got this. All right. But next up, the most important part of our show is up next, and I'll be back. Hopefully.
In a gentle breeze, grateful heart with such sweet ease. Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals.
Hi there, and thanks for joining us for today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional. Our reading is titled The Secret of Contentment, and it was written by Amy Boucher Pye. When Johnny Erickson Tata returned home after suffering a swimming accident that left her a quadriplegic, her life was vastly different. Now doorways were too narrow for her wheelchair, and sinks were too high. Someone had to feed her, until she decided to relearn how to feed herself. Lifting the special spoon to her mouth from her arm splint the first time, she felt humiliated as she smeared applesauce on her clothes. But she pressed on. As she says, my secret was learning to lean on Jesus and say, "Oh God, help me with this." Today, she manages a spoon very well. Johnny says her confinement made her look at another captive, the Apostle Paul, who was imprisoned in a Roman jail, and his letter to the Philippians. Johnny strives for what Paul achieved. I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. Note that Paul had to learn to be at peace. He wasn't naturally peaceful. How did he find contentment? Through trusting in Christ. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. We all face different challenges throughout our days, and we all can look to Jesus moment by moment for help, strength, and peace. He will help us to hold back from snapping at our loved ones. He will give us the courage to do the next hard thing. Look to Him and find contentment. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Philippians chapter 4, verses 10 through 13. I rejoiced greatly in the Lord, that at last you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for allowing us to feel joy, even in difficult circumstances. You give us the strength and courage when we feel helpless and weak. When we're discouraged and even afraid of the future, remind us that you are near and that you hold our future in your hands, and we can trust you with it. Thank you. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
And good morning to everybody. It's a fine swell. I love this kid. And one last but certainly not least, the United States Marine Corps. Wow. Then it's okay, let me put the camera back on and all that stuff. Okay, now let me first of all turn that down a little bit there. Let me first of all tell you about one of our sponsors here this morning, because whom without I wouldn't be able to buy groceries most days. But since they are sponsored, I gotta tell you about them. One Stop Wireless. You need a cell phone? Do you need a cell phone? Do you need better cell service than what you're getting right now? Well, I want you to call these guys up, or other than that, go down and see them. One Stop Wireless and Pay Center. You can pay your light bill, your gas bill, and things of that nature. But mainly what they do is sell cell phones, and where you can get your service for $25, $35, and $45 a month, and same service everybody else gets. Okay, I'm just saying, it's good stuff down there. But here's what they do that I really like. Let's say you got an old cell phone sitting at the house. It's been there forever, sitting in the drawer because you haven't figured out what to do with it yet. Go and your grandkids need a phone, or you need another phone. You can take that phone down there and they can actually put you on their system. Okay, no matter who it was from, they can do it. So give them a call. Okay, 320-2988. And they're located at 3445 Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard, right there in the gas station. It's right next. They got the same building right there, same storefront. Go see them. Okay, One Stop Wireless. Again, that number is 334-320-2988. Go see them. Okay, really, go see them. Do business with local folks. Okay, because all you church people around here, every time you want somebody to donate to your causes, you come to the local businesses. Well, why don't you come to the local businesses for some of the other things too? Okay, yeah. How about do business with them? Not just begging for money all the time. Okay, not these guys, but me. They come see my shop all the time. Hey, you gonna help us with our building fund? Man, it looks like the same building to me. Anyway, One Stop Wireless. That's where you want, and you can pay your light bill, your gas bill, and everything too. Okay, 3445 Atlanta Highway, corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard, right next to the Shell gas station. And that number again is 334-320-2988. You cannot beat them. They're good people down there. Okay, that's where I got all my phones from. Okay, and especially that one I got from Verizon. Yeah, they stuck it to me. I went down there. They said, "Oh, we're gonna give you the tablet for free." Okay, so I get down there after 6 hours in that store. 6 hours, I figured out how they get you now. They make you sit in the store all day long, and then by the time you are willing to sign anything just to get out of there. I couldn't believe what they did to me. They did that to a brother. Okay, and I come take that phone and stick it because they didn't give me the thing free. Oh no. What we learned from that, there's nothing free. They're not giving away free, and so now I got their phone. Yeah, and I turned it on someplace else. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. Okay, they stuck it to me. Now I mean, listen, I don't mind getting stuck to it every once in a while, but that was outrageous. Okay, that was an extra bend over. Anyway, good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine. Oh, and put that right there where it needs to go. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, I know it's on you guys' mind. I know it's on your mind. Yeah, y'all thought I was BSing biscuits and sausage. You thought I was, but I'm not. Oh no. I'm not. I'm not BSing. I'm gonna actually do it because I figured the city of Montgomery needs me. Okay, they need me. They need me. They need my common sense approach to common problems. Okay, not to say they're not doing an okay job, but then we and if I could win that seat, then we'd have 2 military people down there on the city council. I think former military people should take over everything because we don't accept excuses. Get the job done. That's all we want. Is the mission complete? Of course, Cornelius does outrank me. But anyway, got to win first. Good morning to you. Well, everybody knows by now, which we already knew that was going to happen. But I'm not gloating. You know what I mean? I'm not gloating. I'm not sure that Marsha even knew she had moved out of the district. And again, that's not, that's still on her because, she's the one that moved and she had to see. But I'm not sure she did it on purpose or anything like that. It's just that it's one of those things. It's like, well, okay. You want to talk about doing something dumb? Really? You want to do something dumb? 24 years I worked for Cumulus. Didn't realize what a 501k or 4. Didn't realize what a 401k was. I'm not the dumbest guy in the room, but I thought that was for managers. So for 24 years, I could have put some money back, but I didn't because I just didn't know. I didn't know it was for me. I should go down and sue them maybe about for not teaching me what a 401k was. I mean, I could have had at least a couple $1,000 saved up when they canned me, But they didn't call it a firing. They call it relocation. That's what they call it. Yeah, I was being relocated to home. But they were great to me. I can't even lie. I love working down there. So we all do things that are not necessarily in our best interest sometimes, unknowingly, and that was just the case with That was just the case with Miss Marsha Johnson. That was just the case. She moved, didn't realize she had moved in somebody else's district, I would assume, because I don't think you would do that on purpose. Like, I wouldn't have gave up all that money accumulated if I'd have known all I had to do was put $1 in there, they give me $2 for it. I wouldn't have known that. But yeah, hey, that's sometimes we make mistakes. Okay. And unfortunately, like me, I paid for my mistake, and mistakes are, sometimes you just got to pay for them, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, moving right along. And when this was first found out, I kept telling people, I think I'll run for that chair. Then everybody said, well, why are you going to do that to her? Why don't you do that to anybody? If the seat is vacated, anybody, and there are going to be a few people in this town who are going to run for that same seat. It's not guaranteed to anybody. You got to get out there. You got to hump for it. You got to talk to people for it. You got to do all kind of things. You got to, you got to do things. And so nothing is promised to anybody. You just got to get out there and run. But before I get started with anything, I have to share this with you right here, because this is from a guy called Frankly Speaking, and I want you to listen. I want you to see this crazy thing, which is one of the reasons why our kids today are crazy as I don't know what, and undisciplined kids. This is one of the reasons why what you're fitting to see is one of the reasons why we got more people in prison and more people going to jail than any other group of people in America. Okay, and I don't know why that is. It's cultural, but let me let you see this, and you'll get what I mean here. Okay, you'll get what I mean, and then you can make your own decision about it, whatever the case may be. But well, you take a listen to this. Okay, where's he go? Oh, there he is, right there.
See, is quite disturbing. I'm Frank Ski, and I'm.
Wait a minute, Frank. Hold on, Frank. Let me speak so people can hear you. Okay, go ahead, Frank.
You're about to see is quite disturbing. I'm Frank Ski, and I'm just frankly speaking. Do me a favor, take a look at this.
Get out of my house, then.
This is not your house.
Yes, it is.
It is not. You didn't pay no bills yet.
I will you.
Get your ass open. You don't do that to me. Do you understand me? You don't do that to me.
Oh, Lord. What would have happened to me about this?
Yeah, you gotta stop that.
Look at
That's
him.
not nice.
Wait a minute. Look at him. He's on the cell phone. Wait a minute. His daughter's way out of control, and this guy is on the cell phone. If I'd have hit my mama, I'd have woke up tomorrow. Not today, but tomorrow. Okay? And he's on a cell phone. Continue.
You don't do that to me.
Take it off. Yeah, you gotta stop that.
That's not nice. I don't care.
Where's the football?
Do you want to go to bed? Do you want to go to bed? Do you want to go to bed?
Who would put up with it? Okay, who would put up with that from a little dark? Who in the world would put up with that kind of behavior? Huh? Who? You? Me? Not me.
All right, enough of that. Let me just say that video is very disturbing to me.
Yes, it is.
There's so many mistakes in that video.
It is. Mm-hmm.
First, before I begin to give you my frankly speaking, that is the rapper Blueface's daughter with Jaden Alexis. Her name is Journey, a.k.a. Pink Face.
Yes.
She's 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The mother disciplining her is her grandmother, Carlissa. And let me just say, on social media, there's a lot of debate going on right now. Mm-hmm. Some people are saying you should never spank a child.
Yeah, you should.
She's only 3 years old. Mm-hmm. You should not discipline her like that. Yeah. To me, as a father, I will tell you, there's not enough discipline going on in that house.
Brother.
But discipline comes in different shapes and form. Let me just say, gentle parenting doesn't work.
It don't work.
And you can tell that little girl has been gentle parented for a long time.
She ain't been
First of all,
handling
I
it.
will even say this.
Yeah.
Carlissa, yeah, she should have spanked her on her butt. But all the negotiation that
Yeah,
came after,
I'm trying to
all
tell
the all the do you want to go to bed? Do you want to go to bed? No. You have to say what you mean what you say, and kids got to learn to respect you. And they learn that at a very young age. By 1.5 or 2 years old, they should already know when you mean business.
Amen.
I'm not saying you have to spank
Yeah,
a
I'm saying,
3-year-old.
yeah,
That
you
is
need to.
not what
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying.
need. Yeah, put
But I
something on
am
the-
saying as a parent, you have to learn
Yes.
to discipline.
Yes, you
Because
do.
the bottom line is that little 3-year-old right now
It's gonna go
is
to
going to
jail.
grow up, and then the world is going to discipline her, and then we're going to have a whole different conversation. I want your take.
Okay.
What do you think needs to happen
Yeah.
with this situation?
I heard that. Anyway, so he was right, and of course it's the same thing that I've been saying for years. We need discipline. The kids need disciplining, and she should have had. I mean, she should have been knocked into tomorrow. Okay, and the daddy, if that was her father, I mean, I don't even know if that was her father or not. So I don't even know. I thought that was her mother, but that wasn't her mother. That was her grandmother. I mean, I said, wow, man, But anyway, you want to know why we have so many problems in our communities right now? A crap like that. Let me see who this is. Yes, Duke.
Yes, sir. The daddy should have been knocked in the mouth.
I'm trying to tell you.
Shoot, boy. Oh, man, I got mad watching that right there. I got mad watching that. I said, man, I don't play the whole game right there with no children.
No, we don't do that, bro.
Nope.
No.
Let me tell you what my grandson tried the other day.
What did he try?
Okay, we had him over. He's just 5 years old, and we was at the table eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he wasn't gonna eat his food.
Uh-huh.
He got the little iPad little thing the kids be parents let them look at all the time. But anyway, he got a couple of those.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there with his mouth poked out and got his little eye closed and doing a little routine in front of grandmama, okay? And the whole time I'm telling him, I said, that don't mean nothing to me what you're doing right there, son. I said, I tell you what, you're not gonna play your little game. You're not gonna play your little thing until you eat. And you can go back there and sit down, or you can go and eat the food. Go back, and so the whole time, my wife kept kicking my leg underneath the table. Oh, she wasn't like him hard telling him, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
See, women. So here it is. I'm sitting there. And
Yeah.
he still steady pouting and going on. We steady eating our food. He ain't gonna eat his, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. We eating our food. My wife steady kicking my leg. My leg done got sore about
Give me the short version, buddy. Give me the short version. Yeah.
All right, the short version is me and my wife went back, sat down on the sofa.
Yeah.
She heard the plate clacking back there. And he eating all of a sudden, Kevin. So I told her, I knew that was gonna work. I said, if you don't give in to these kids,
No, you
I
don't.
let them pout. Just tell them they ain't gonna get this and that if they don't do what you say to.
Yeah. Well.
So he ate his food, showing a little muscles after he got through, rubbing his belly and doing the routine he does.
You're okay.
Mm-hmm. But I heard your name a while ago, Kevin, on another show talking about you may run in that spot. That lady lost the spot.
Well, there ain't no May. There ain't no May. I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Huh?
There's no May.
You gonna run?
Yeah, I certainly am. I've been wanting to do it for a long time, except when you're on the radio. When you're on the radio, you can't do it. So if you quit, you got to quit.
Hey, I got it. But right before I get off camera right here, I need to get curmudgeon right quick.
Yeah.
You know how curmudgeon always riding you about that you didn't jump out the helicopter or jump out the airplane or whatever?
Never jumped out of the airplane. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not believing his lie about his granddaddy. Know why? Because curmudgeon is how old in his late 70s?
76.
How old he is?
76.
This man 76 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He said this man broke in the house with a gun, a black man, back way many moons ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. His granddaddy had to be born way back when, he's an old cat. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
His mama was 8 years old, he claimed, when this happened, right?
Yeah,
in front of his mama. So back that far back,
mm-hmm.
where a Negro get a gun from to break in a white man's house, Kevin?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, back in them days,
Where is he from? Where is he from? What state this happening?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's in Alabama. I guess I don't know.
So ain't no damn way no black man stole got a gun in his hand way before Curmudgeon was born.
Mm-hmm.
When his born was 8 years old. So
yeah, I feel you.
Curmudgeon, I don't believe your damn lies, son. I don't believe your damn lies. Like you don't believe Calvin stuff. I don't believe that bullshit you say. Ain't no way no Negro broke in your parents' house in the damn 40s or whatever and did something to your granddaddy, dude.
Yeah.
You're a damn lie. Listen, the granddaddy did something to cause the man to whoop his ass or something like that and do something to him. He may approach the black man some kind of way. But ain't no Negro back then, Curmudgeon. Come on, man.
Yeah. Well, of course, I wasn't here then. So
I don't believe it. Curmudgeon. That's my opinion about that bullshit you come on the air telling us all the time. We didn't ask you to tell your personal business like that, but you came on trying to convince us to believe that bullshit and gonna hate black folks because your granddad got killed when your mom was 8 years old and your ass 76 or 80 years old. How the hell you are right now?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to good morning from the Duke, Curmudgeon. Thank you.
Okay, then. I appreciate that. Thank you. I realize that that you guys have an issue with vocabulary, and every once in a while, you gotta use a certain kind of word to get the point across. But since we're all intelligent beings here, I think we can sort of communicate without cussing everybody out all the time. I'm just saying, we might want to do that. Yes, it's true. I am going to run for a District 3. I live in District 3. I am going to run for that. Been wanting to do it for a long time. This opportunity presents itself, so I'm going to take it. Again, doesn't mean that you don't win or lose, whatever the case may be. But you know what? I told myself, I've been telling myself, I'm going to run for office at least one time. And this is my one time. So, win or lose. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So, let me see. Who's next? Councilman Elkins sounds pretty good if I can win. Good morning now, Simpler Days.
Well, Mayor, somebody woke up this morning in Montgomery trying to locate a gun.
Huh?
Yeah. Somebody woke up because somebody's going to get shot today, tomorrow. It's just a fact of life.
Yeah, well.
But anyway.
Well, hopefully your premonition is wrong. Hopefully.
Well, I can't believe I can't believe the liberals have gotten to you. I can't believe you have taken some of that Kool-Aid and you're saying the poor woman, the poor not a lady sitting at home, but a woman that has had to sign multiple documents to buy a house. You know how complicated it is. You know how hard it is to buy it. You got to sign all, and then if you're going to buy a VA loan, you got to sign all these papers.
Yeah, you do.
So you got a pretty good idea of where you're living. And this lady is overlooking city business.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me she didn't know where she lived? She didn't know that the district she was representing wasn't hers?
Well, now,
now
it is not very difficult around because every 2 years or so we get new districts anyway. So I mean, let's just say it's possible that you can move in this city and be, because where I live, right across the street is District 2. I didn't know that. I thought I was in District 2. Okay.
But you're not a city council member. You're not a city council. You can be. You will be. You can be. And unless you run for the county line, you can.
I hear you, but it is possible to think. I mean, I thought I was in District 2, and I wasn't. I was in District 3, and right across the street is District 2, and across the street from me, where I lived, it's District 3. I mean, those things happen. They keep on changing the lines, brother. They do.
Well, you got to be mindful if you are a fiduciary of city business, city money, city finances, city, all that stuff. You got to be a little bit sharper than the average bear. But anyway, we'll give her a pass, and there's no accountability anymore for, and it's like, what's the old saying? There's no ignorance is no excuse of the law.
Wait, that's a bunch of crap too, because if it wasn't for computers, most of the judges wouldn't know what the law is.
There you go.
So don't blame us. Even they don't know the law, and they're sitting on the bench. They got all these computers up there, and secretaries and paralegal to do their work for them. So they don't know. So don't blame
who was missing at the city council when they voted in their 4-minute session? Who was missing there yesterday afternoon?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't go. I didn't.
The mayor wasn't there. He's in California.
Okay, well, he's out there. He's looking out for us.
One of the most important things that's gone on with that city down there, with that city council, you're removing a city council member. But you'd rather be getting photo ops with Gavin Newsom and all the liberal Democrats out there.
Well,
and when a police officer wants to go to a school to learn new techniques about fighting crime, you know what they tell them? They tell them, we don't have the money to send you, and we don't have the time for you to be off because we're so short-handed. But we got a mayor that can go to California on the day that there's a pretty significant thing going on in the city. But anyway, hey, changing gears real quick, Mayor.
Yes.
I talked to my old doctor friend. He's retired now, and I was asking him about Jackson's Hospital, and I've got the answer to your question.
Okay.
You remember what the question was?
Why does one hospital get more money than the other hospital?
Exactly. But before we address that, let's talk about what you said about what you thought could be a logical reason, because of where it was located.
I thought,
and the patients.
Yeah, the demographics. I thought maybe it was just the demographics of the hospital.
Have you driven by Baptist South lately?
No, but I was informed last night that Baptist South is in the same predicament with a bunch of people.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know why Alpha moved? Well, Alpha moving because it's not safe. You know why the car dealership down there, Blunt Strange, is moving? Because of the crime. So there's not any difference maybe even worse. But anyway, let's put that aside.
Mm-hmm.
But my doctor buddy said, do you know where they took the people that were involved in the gun shooting incident this weekend? You know where they took them?
Baptist?
You know where the two of them are in the hospital right now?
Baptist
South.
Yeah.
There are three levels of trauma centers. They're rated by level 1, which is the highest rating you can get. Level 2 is the next highest, and then level 3. There are only 3 or 4 level 1 trauma centers in the state: Mobile, Huntsville, Birmingham, and now Baptist is one. They take all the level 1 trauma. That means all those gunshot victims, all those stabbing victims, all those rollover car wrecks. They're going to be a fatality. They're hanging on. They're going to take them to Baptist South because it is a level 1 trauma. So the surgeons, the trauma surgeons that they have to bring in, all of that, the stay in IC unit, all all of that's going to cost more money for them.
Okay.
See, we used to have a rotation ER system in Montgomery,
right? Mm-hmm.
And it was between Humana downtown, Jackson's, and Baptist. And the reason was they didn't want to load one hospital down with all the trauma patients.
Okay.
At one time. So they rotated them from hospital to give them a break and let them get recharged. But now Baptist South, and if you're involved in an accident on 65 South and you're from Florida and you're hanging on by a thread, they're not going to take you to Jackson's. They're going to take you to Baptist South because Jackson's is a level 3 trauma center, lowest level rating you can get.
So what makes them? I'm trying to figure what makes them the lowest level. Every doctor goes to school, unless they just. Now, I was explaining to me yesterday that Jackson doesn't have, because of the lack of funding or whatever the case may be. They don't have a lot of those high, highly trained and efficient surgeons at Jackson. But if you give them the money, couldn't they afford to pay highly trained surgeons and people that do that kind of work? Why is it? It's a hospital, so why don't they have those highly skilled surgeons?
They have surgeons that do surgeries, but they don't do level 1 trauma surgery. And you have to have it took Baptist forever to get it.
Mm-hmm.
They just recently got it. They were a level 2 and they just recently got it. But it's going to cost them a lot more money for those trauma patients every night, every other weekend. When you have these gunshot victims that come in, you got to have surgeons that can crack a chest, get in there, and they don't come cheap.
No, so here's what it seems to me. It seems to me then that if, in fact, what you say is true, which I don't doubt you, then that's one of the reasons why that Blue Cross Blue Shield should pay them the same amount that they pay the other folks, so they can get the same expertise at Jackson that they get at Baptist.
But maybe they don't want to be a level 1 trauma center, because you've got to have the staff. You've got to be ready gun when those trauma patients come in there.
And again, I hear you. Again, why can't they be that?
Well, maybe they don't want to be that. Maybe they just want to be handling certain surgeries.
Yeah.
You know, certain surgeries and not get into the trauma stuff. They were there one time. They were on the rotation.
Yeah.
But that was a long time ago.
Mm. Well, okay. Again, I just asked the question, is it because of the demographics of the hospital? But if my name is Dr. Johnson and I call myself a pediatrician, and I ought to be able to go to any hospital and work as a pediatrician.
No. There's different specialized, just like an anesthesiologist. There's a general anesthesiologist that puts you to sleep and wakes you up.
Right.
Then there is a specialized heart anesthesiologist that will put you to sleep because you're having heart surgery or you've had your heart shot and got a hole in it.
Mm.
Those are different. But you got different specialties, just like,
I realize.
But anyway,
I do realize that though. But the hospital itself, if it's calling itself a hospital, then, and I understand that these really expensive surgeons, the guys who are at the top of their at the top of their game, everybody's not at the top of the game, and I got that. And some hospitals will have probably maybe a little bit better, a little bit more experienced people. But every hospital ought to be able to do the basic care for anybody that walks in there. The basic care.
Well, don't feel sorry for Jackson's, because Baptist East and Baptist South are having to fly trauma surgeons in. They're having to fly. They're having to bring nurses in, working, traveling nurses. They're having to bring in staff from all over the country and all over the state. So
why are they having to do that?
Well, there's $1 million question you need to ask, and you need to find when you run and when you get elected.
I will find out about these things.
Find that out, Mayor.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Hey,
have a good day.
Appreciate it. That is. Well, I'm not a medical professional, so I don't know. I don't know that stuff. I just know if you call yourself, you ought to be able to do stuff. Yes, Don.
One reason doctors won't want to live in a Negro city. You ain't seen that? You have so little knowledge about stuff, and you just make on. Do you know there's certain?
That is what you know. What? That's why I asked question. That's why I asked question, because I don't have the knowledge.
Yeah, but you don't listen. You never listen.
I'm listening.
Do you know that you have to get permission from the federal government to buy certain equipment?
What, hospitals got to get special permission?
Yes.
And what equipment is that they have to get special
Or
permission
like
about?
MRIs and things like that. You have to get permission. You can't just get them. You got to. They do it so you don't have overabundance. Let me ask you a question. You seem to be a brilliant person. So the Jackson thing's race, right?
I said demographic. I didn't say race.
Demographic, which is Negro, right?
No, it could be economic. It could be.
That's not a demographic.
Yeah, it's a demographic of poor folks.
Okay, so it's poor folk. Now, poor folk filing Blue Cross Blue Shield.
I don't know. I ain't never had.
Well, you ought to. You know everything else.
I couldn't afford Blue Cross Blue Shield, so
That's why the Negroes ain't filing it at Jackson Hospital. Why ain't you pissed off with Medicare and Medicaid?
Well,
they only give pennies on the dollar.
That's
What
true.
you
that's true.
Huh?
Yeah, that you're true about.
They only give pennies on the dollar for what you charge.
Mm.
Do you realize doctors are not even taking that crap anymore?
A lot of them are not.
Medicare.
Yeah. A lot of them are not. Yeah.
The only reason hospitals take it is because you're forced to. If you take any kind of federal fund, you're forced to take that.
Well,
crap.
and we're finding
but
out
you keep
now.
saying stupid things over and over. Well, it's a demographic. It's a Negro hospital.
I didn't say nothing about
you
like the word Negro. Why you like the word Negro? I didn't say nothing about.
I remember that guy that used to call in. What was his name? The black guy that I think he sold.
He died actually.
I didn't know that, but maybe I'm carrying on the tradition. But
yeah, maybe you are.
The way he said it. I mean,
a funny guy. He's talk on the other radio station all the time. Also, I know you talk.
But you know, if the chameleon twins can call me racist all the time, I can say Negro, Cater. A Negro is not as bad as a racist.
It's not. I mean, Negro is the correct
terminology. Let me tell you something else too.
Yeah.
You know, the people at Jackson Hospital sit down with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and they bid what they would accept. They contracted out what they would accept for all that stuff. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know. Again, I'm not working in the hospital.
See, there's another thing you don't know. All that was contracted out.
Yeah, there are many things I don't know.
There
are many things I don't
know. And it's levels of hospital. You have to have a certain amount of care. You have to have equipment. You have to have certain things. But you keep making it about a Negro thing, and they're not doing it because of Negroes.
I said,
well, if you want to make it a Negro thing, what insurance are they filing over there? You think they're filing Blue Cross Blue Shield?
Well, most poor folks can't afford Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Then why do you keep saying which? See, that's the stupidity of your argument.
But
you're saying they can't do it, but you mad because they don't pay them. If they're not filing it, how are they supposed to pay them?
Well, listen.
Are you that damn stupid?
Wait. My understanding is that 20% of the money that goes to Jackson comes from Blue Cross Blue Shield, and so that which means 80% of the money comes from someplace else.
Yeah, like Medicare and Medicaid, which don't pay but pennies on the dollar.
Let me cogitate on that.
Why don't you and tell that ignorant dude before he calls in and makes a damn fool of himself? He ought to Google AI. You know, it's like what? I don't even know why I respond to somebody so damn stupid. You think Negroes didn't have guns in the 30s?
Evidently, we didn't have as many as the white people had.
That's because you didn't have as many white people.
Because we wouldn't have been out in them damn cotton fields if we'd had guns.
And we wouldn't brought you over here if we knew how it turned out. We'd have picked our own damn cotton.
If y'all didn't have guns,
we would have picked our own cotton if we knew how this crap would turned out.
All right, Don. Appreciate it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. I'll tell you. So much for that. Anyway, everybody knows now, probably in the country, that one of our city council people were essentially, I mean, she didn't get fired or moved. When you move, the law Act 618 says if in order to be a city council person in the city of Montgomery, you must stay in your district through the whole term. That's what it says. And if you move out, then the seat is vacated. Okay. And that's what they said. And yes, I'm going to run for that seat. I am. They need a difference of perspective. Sometimes I believe in the on the city council. I think they just need to. I can almost tell you how the vote's going to go on any particular issue down there. I can pretty much tell you how the vote is going to go, and that's not good. We shouldn't know beforehand because, but everybody down there's got their different philosophy. I got mine, they got theirs, whatever the case may be. And again, though, no one city councilman has power by themselves. That power comes from a group. The only time one city councilman seems to have power down there is when they're giving out liquor licenses. Okay, that's when they seem to have, oh yeah, we are want to close a business. That's when we seem to give that city councilman on that particular district carte blanche to close businesses down. And I think, there are a lot of things that I would like to change if I had an opportunity to be on the city council. And again, just because you get there, don't mean it's going to change, but at least you can try. You can't get in. You cannot win if you're not playing the game. Okay. And one of the things, now listen to this, my everybody, I believe no platitude, just common sense solution. And there are common sense solutions. There are common sense solutions, but now there are some solutions that take a little technical specificity. And then that's why we have all those departments down there that work for the city: housing and codes, sanitation, building maintenance. That's why we have all these other departments underneath the mayor and the city council. So we evidently we do have some experts at something down there. Every once in a while at the city council meeting, the mayor or the city council will call on some of the experts down there because they don't know, nobody knows everything, in order to help them make a decision. That's why they're there. Because most $15,000 a year is not enough to give up your job and go to work full time at the city council. So it's a part-time job. And so they don't make a lot of money. So most of the folks down there got a job working, doing something else. But we do have people who are supposedly experts to help us in determining the solution for an issue. Okay. Do we use them enough? I don't know. Do we use them enough? I don't know. But I do know that so your platform is no platitudes, just common sense. Common sense goes a long way. Common sense goes a long way. A long way. It goes a lot. Now they're lucky. I mean, I'm lucky that I've met some people in this town that have even that have taught me a couple of things about leadership. It does matter. First of all, you have to understand what a leader is. It does matter. So some things don't matter. That we get caught up in the minutia of politics sometimes without understanding what the undergirding is for some of these issues. And I've been in this city 35 years looking at the city council. I mean, 35 years I've been here. Looking at why the things they do, why they do them, and sometimes there's no they make $15K a year, but they also get $1,000 a month for expenses. So it comes to about almost 30,000 altogether. Okay. Now I do believe that our local legislators, what's his name? Those two, my two Republican buddies, and the black legislature, I think they are trying their best right now to get these people a raise. But because I got to tell you, I didn't know it was that low. I thought it was 30,000. It is 30 grand, but they get $12,000 a year. Well, it's about 28,000, I guess. $12,000 a year for expenses. So it's not a lot of money, at least not that we know of anyway. Okay, so so you don't have time to spend your whole day doing what you got to do. Looking for, that's why you got all these departments down there, and they're supposed to have experts working on some of these issues. Okay. But anyway, so that's all. So if I get an opportunity to serve in that capacity, I'm going to employ a lot of common sense. And one of the things I think of sometimes, liquor licenses. I've been here 35 years asking this one question. Why isn't there a written policy of SOPs when it comes to getting a liquor license? We still don't have one. There's nothing written on paper about what you must do in order to get a liquor license. So it is up to the like last week, Grimes wanted to turn his people down, and I understand there are things that happen in places we have nothing to do, but if we have to treat everybody the same who comes for a liquor license. A few years ago, at Bama Lanes, there was a shooting, and a lot of people some people got hurt, and one person was even killed, which is a shame and a disgrace. You can't go bowling without having to worry about your six. You can't go bowling without have to duck for cover. It's a shame. But they did not close them down. Somebody got shot at Walmart in the parking lot since I've been here. They did not close Walmart down. Walmart had so my thing is that if that is going to be the standard, if somebody gets hurt at a business, you close the business down, then close them all down. And then we'll see what happens then, because we know we're not going to mess with all that money. And we don't want ask Walmart to leave. We don't want them to close up or anything like that. But things happen at Walmart all the time. You got idiots walking around town that are crazy. If the policy is going to be, we shut you down if anything happens. Things happen with these clubs. Listen, you cannot sell alcohol and don't expect people to be stupid. You cannot sell alcohol. Alcohol makes people do things they normally would not do. If you don't want those kind of things to happen, then don't sell alcohol. But since we do sell alcohol, as a matter of fact, during COVID, if any of you guys remember COVID, a lot of stores closed up, but one store that did not close? It was the liquor store. The state liquor store stayed open. I don't know if the civilian liquor store stayed open. So alcohol evidently is a very important entity to the financial upkeep of the state of Alabama. So don't be surprised if you go to a place where they're consuming alcohol that somebody goes wacko. Okay? They go wacko. That's why we put people in jail when they have DUIs, because they lose control of their senses when you're on alcohol. Except in a car, you can kill somebody. Well, even if you don't have a car, you can kill somebody if you get drunk on alcohol. And it happens all the time. Now, me, I've never drank alcohol in my whole life. I don't even know what it tastes like. But I told my son when I hit 70 years old, I'm going to have me some of that Hennessy. But make sure you take the keys to the car. So lock the door and just let me sit there and drink something. Okay, I'm going to drink one cup. Okay, some Hennessy, because it looks good. I don't know if it tastes good or not, or some cognac or whatever it is. I don't even know what cognac is, but I'm going to try it one time. I'm gonna try it one time. I'm gonna get me, and you know what it's like going in the NCO club, non-commissioned officers club, and don't drink. Say, "What you want, Sergeant Elkins?" Hey, can I get a milk? They look at me. They used to look at me like I'm with the bad mamma jamma, the 82nd Airborne, baby. I'm walking in there asking for some milk, and you know what? They wasn't gonna change my mind. I'm only gonna drink what I want to drink. Okay, so you don't have to drink alcohol if you go to a club. You don't have to. You can drink something else. Like a Shirley Temple. I've had a Shirley Temple. I don't know exactly what's in it. It's got some 7-Up and grenadine and a cherry, whatever it is. It makes you look like you're drinking something, but you're not. Okay. But anyway. So much for that and so much for that. So there are lots of things that we do at the city council that I have questions about. But here is one of the most important things I'm going to try. If I win, we don't know who's going to, but if I win, I'm going to ask us to do something that Prattville does. It's a shame that the people who pay the taxes and pay for everybody's salary down there are relegated to non-importance and the last thing on the agenda. Okay? We should not. The people who pay, who look at us, who we work for, we are putting them last on the agenda. If it's up to me, I'll do some begging on my knees, whatever I got to do. We need to put the people who have complaints, and when I talk to the council, make that first. Make that first. They're the reason why we're there. That's like to me, what we do is like all the sergeants and on sergeant major, and everybody's eating, but the privates eat last. And they're the one who do most of the work. But because we got a couple of stripes on our arm, a couple of bars on our shoulders and stuff like that, we think we're privileged. No, our job is to look out for the young privates before we eat. Okay. And I think the city council's job is to listen to the people before they eat. And when I say eat, I mean continue the people's business. It's those people that sit in the city hall on council day are the reason that you're there. You're there to serve, not wait till everybody's sleepy, everybody's tired, and they're ready to get the hell out of there. And now you can talk to no. In Prattville, they do it the right way. The people now you can't go up there and give your whole life story. You'll be kept to a strict time limit. Okay, strict time limit. But other than that, yeah, let you get it out there. Let us talk first. Let the citizens who pay you talk first. I think it is such an insult. Well, if the complaints are serious enough, then fine, then whatever. But initially, the people who pay the bills should be first to speak. It should be first to speak. I'm getting off work. I've been working all day long, right? I'm working all day long, and I got to get down to city council, and now I got to wait all day long just to get. I may want to tell my counselor one or two things, but now I got to work till everybody stops arguing, everybody goes through this, and then I'm tired, and chances are I'm leaving, and you'll never hear what I had to say. Because I don't want to sit there and wait all day long. Now, as a council person, you're getting paid to be there. So that means you can wait till 7 or 8 o'clock to leave. That's fine. You can wait till 7 or 8 o'clock to leave. You only do it twice a month. You can wait. Don't make me wait. I'm the guy that pays the bill. That's why I got to get to work. But anyway, if it's up to me, that's what we would do. We would give the citizens their moment in the sun first before we get down to business. That's one of the things I'm going to ask for if I should be so blessed as to win this thing. I'm going to ask, make the people who pay the bills come first and not last. Okay, I'm just that urge again. The privates may not have much rank, but they do a hell of a lot of work. Okay, and then comes the sergeants like me, and we do the rest of the work. But I'm just saying. Treat the people. They are our boss. We are the boss of you. You're not the boss of us. Okay. The citizens are our boss. They always come first, not last. That has irked me so much since I have been here until I don't know what to do. I mean, it's like you're looking out over that bench back there at the little people. I don't like that. They pay us. They're the reason why we're there. Not we, but why you're there. That's the reason why you're there. So can we do that? CC, can we make that happen? Okay, I'm just saying. Anyway, what else is going on? Marche is gone. And the election, you got to July the 14th. If you want to sign up for the District 3 special election, you got till July the 14th to do that. Okay, so. It's going to be the process is kind of long. So anybody who wants now, again, here's a caveat. You have to live in District 3 in order to run for District 3. Okay. That's what I'm saying. So anybody who wants to run, and it's open to anybody. Okay. And it is their money once they get it. But when it's in my pocket, it belongs to me. The money thing. Yeah. And I've said, and that's true. Nobody has ever asked me, Elkins, where do you want to put this money in the budget? Nobody's ever asked me that. They ask us for the money, but they don't ask me. Well, and again, you can, we great minds don't necessarily have to think alike. But I do believe that again, you give everybody a strict 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, what it is, and which means they better write down what they're going to say by the time they get there. Because when that buzzer goes off, you got to walk off. But we get paid to serve those people, not make them laugh. Disagree, no forum to address. Yes, it is. That's what we do at the end of it. At the end of that thing, we get a chance to talk to our city council person. But we're last. We're like, that's like that's like, well, you're insignificant. You're insignificant. And you get to, and I ain't talking about the Jamil Brown's kind of antics that he does. Okay, no, I think the citizens of Montgomery should be able to see some of the complaints that other citizens have. But if you wait till the end, they turn off they turn off the air thing, the TV thing, and let you sit there and just talk. No, we disagree, First Sergeant. You and I both know, especially you take care of the troops. You take care of the guys that get in the dirt, that do all the dirty work. You take care of them. And our people are the ones who get in the dirt. The civilians are the ones who get in the dirt, pay the high-ass taxes, got to do it. And every time the taxes go up, the garbage bill goes, everything, and they got to work harder. Yeah, I think they need first. This last thing, it's an insult to them, I think. At least in my mind. Yes.
Why would people vote for you? You mean, what's your platform, sir?
Well, you don't have to.
What you offering the people? What you offering the citizen in your area? In your area, what are you going to do? What's your thing? What's your goal?
I've just been explaining that, and you're not listening.
You going all around. You sound like the Republican. You throwing out stuff in a circle. Get to the point.
You do realize.
What's your main objection? What's your main objection, sir?
To have a safe city. To have a safe city, one that is economic.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody can say that. Everybody can say that. What's your plan on doing that, sir? What's your plan?
My plan is to figure out a way to get more policemen.
See, you talking about figuring out a way. What if anybody can say they're gonna figure something out? But hell, what's your plan?
That's a plan.
Figuring out.
To come up, that's right. To come up with a way we can entice people.
So when you sit here and tell people you're gonna run for something, you don't even have an idea what your plan is. You talking about you wanna figure it out down the road. In other words.
Listen.
Huh?
You sound like wait a minute. I made a living of asking questions of people that make sense. Yours don't make sense. Every plan.
What you mean don't make any sense? No. I'm asking you. No. You sound like Tommy Tuberville. Okay, just like we asked Tommy Tuberville what he gonna do, right? He gonna say that I don't want to hear the talking points.
Every plan, everything has to be planned out. Everything has to be planned out. So sit there.
I know if you're using talking points though, man. That's talking points. Talking about you're gonna figure things out, and
first of all,
we're gonna put all the.
Okay, you won't let nobody say that. One council person can't do much of anything at the city council. You have to galvanize enough people to further your dream.
But Kavanaugh, you got to have an idea what your goals are for education. You didn't give me nothing but your goal. You speaking
wait. Stop talking about education. The city council has damn thing to do with education.
I use it for an example.
Don't use it.
I use it for an example.
It's a bad example.
Well, and for the city, like somebody say they want to clean up a certain neighborhood, you're gonna say my plan is to clean up the neighborhood. That's just
already have it.
That's just a talking point. You using talking point like the damn Republican does.
They have a clean city commission, and their job and bonds, which Mr. Dow is over. We already got most of the things that we need.
But name me one specific thing that you gonna do instead of talking.
I just told you.
Using talking points.
I'm going to see if I can come up with a plan to get more police officers.
You gonna come up with a plan?
I'm gonna see if I can come up with a plan.
So you want us to vote for you because you don't come up with a damn plan.
Oh, well, do you want to vote for people that don't come up?
I want to hear you say that this is my plan. This is what I'm gonna aim for. I may miss it. I may get it. I miss it. But I'm gonna. Those are my plan on trying to do.
You have to understand the scope. You have to understand the scope of a councilman. You cannot do anything.
But no, I'm looking. But
you can do anything.
Right. But what I'm saying. As I listen to you talking about going for this position right here, sir,
okay,
you sound like the party you've been part of for a long time, the so-called conservative party. You don't have a plan. You have a damn idea.
Ooh, well, then what is a plan? Is when you take your ideas and put them to use.
I say you don't have a plan. You have a damn idea.
Yeah, I got a plan. Everybody's got an idea.
You say ideas are when you're thinking about something and you're sitting there contemplating on it, but you ain't putting no process thought into it. You're not doing no critical thinking. You're not doing any critical thinking in that same thing.
Wait a minute. You don't even know what the word critical means. You don't even know what the word critical thinking means. I went to school for critical thinking. Okay, you don't have a clue. You don't have a clue what it is. No city council person can make law. Okay. My Lord. Yes, Don.
Hey, Kevin, you have any idea what the mayor has against speed bumps?
No, I don't know.
Are they dangerous to 24-inch rims or something? It seems that he's got a moratorium on putting speed bumps. You know, like my councilman said we're going to put some speed bumps down the street so that people don't go 80 miles an hour down the street. But maybe he's got a contract with some other mayor to put out speed bumps.
Well, I have seen new speed bumps around town.
I'm told that the mayor has put a moratorium. Are you arguing that's not true?
Well, I don't know. I'm not down there. I don't know if he made a moratorium.
Why you comment if you don't know?
Huh?
Because I've seen. If you don't know,
because I have seen new speed.
Hey, I'm waiting on Willie Durham, Reverend Willing, to call in and congratulate Major Capers on his Congressional Medal of Honor. You think Willie will do that?
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he probably
maybe when he calls, he can explain why the guy he hates so damn bad is hiding Black history or doing away with it, and would nominate a Black guy from the Vietnam War for a Congressional Medal of Honor. And Obama didn't do it. Biden didn't do it.
Yeah.
Willie, please, did Trump not know he was Black?
I think he knew.
Maybe Willie could explain it to me.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure he was, and listen, this is, the one thing I love about politics, and I must admit, when I was ignorant, I would try to this thing where I got you because you don't know. I got you. You don't know. I got you. And I would, and I had to get educated a little bit and learn a little bit about life. And, one person, if you don't think about something, you can't plan it. Okay. And you also have to understand the scope of your responsibility and of your authority as a city council person. One city council person, 618 does give city councilmen a certain things that they can do by themselves, but not very many. It is a whole. You got to get a majority of the whole in order to pass any ordinance. Okay. It's not Congress. It's not the U.S. Senate or the Alabama House of Representatives or the Alabama State Senate. It's not any of that. It's a small part of the wheel of government within the state of Alabama or any state that you happen to live in. It's not a whole lot of authority. But as an individual, you really don't have much at all. But as a group, that's why it's important to get people. That's why when Emory and I think Todd mentioned, I need a team. He needed a group of people that he could sort of influence. So therefore, he could get his agenda passed. And everybody has an agenda. Everybody has one. Okay, they may not speak it, but they got one. Everybody has one. Okay, so again, I'm with you, Jack. And if you don't think my answers would suffice, then run. Oh, wait a minute, you don't live in District 3. Sorry about that. Who gets to vote? The people in District 3 are the ones who get to vote in the special election. It's about replacing. It's about getting a representative for District 3. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, what else we talking about? I was distracted by the vandalism, the reflection pool to notice. I don't care anything about the reflection pool in Washington D.C. I could care less. But anyway, so and people who don't really have great ideas try to make your ideas sound wacko. So I'm learning that. So I won't even banter about that. People who don't have ideas try to make everybody else's idea. Now, me, I think if you got a great idea, send me a text, send me or something, call me, tell me about a great idea. Okay, but if you're gonna blow mine off, then tell me what yours is. Yeah, that's all I want. Tell me what yours, and then I'll get out here and run. So, and I've learned the hard way. That it's easy to criticize, okay, and tough to energize, okay. And the criticizers, I don't give a crap about them. Tell you the truth. Again, I still say the first people that should talk, just like Prattville, if Prattville can do it, we can do it, should be the people with a strict adherence to the time. 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever you get. You got to write it down before you get there. Okay? Yeah, I know. So anyway, yeah, it's gonna. Man, you send it to my text and not my. You got to send it to my. You got to send it to my Facebook Messenger because I can't get it off text on the computer unless I email it, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Pork chop. He's having. I think he's running for Congress right now. As a matter of fact, I think he's running for Congress. Okay. So yeah, he don't have time to deal with little fellas like me. He's out there running for Congress now. And again, I would imagine if he runs long enough, he's gonna win something. Platitudes, huh? Give me one platitude that I use. Carmela, I don't use platitudes. I'll give you common sense answers. I don't use platitudes. Again, like that whole education crap he come up with. Let me get this straight. The city of Montgomery has nothing to do with public education. They have no purview. They have no authority. They don't even have to return your call. If the mayor calls them, they don't even have to return his call. Okay? The city of Montgomery, all we can do is give them services in kind for like maybe a policeman to but that doesn't, you don't run the school system because you give them access to a couple of police officers to stand patrol, and now they got civilians in there too. They're not even using our police force that much anymore. But the city of Montgomery, once and for all, can we understand? City of Montgomery has nothing to do with education. Nothing. They don't run jack. Nothing. Okay. The only difference is that we got most of the schools in this county are in the city of Montgomery, but it is a county option. And even the county commission doesn't have anything to do with public education, except they're just, okay. Even Doug Singleton can't tell anybody on the school board what to do. Yes. Turn that down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
And good morning to your audience.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that since Trump, they want to call Trump a racist, did they know that Trump allowed Jesse Jackson to use his tower when he ran for president and not in the mid-1980s? Did they know that? And Jesse Jackson did pretty well. I was a little girl when he ran. And I remember the phrase he used. He said, Mondale think he's going to win, but he ain't. But I remember that phrase so well because he used to always say that. But Trump allowed him to use his tower. And then he turned his back on Trump. And also, did Black people know that Martin Luther King won or accepted a Margaret Sanger Award in somewhere around 1961 or between 61 and 63. Did y'all know that?
Yeah, I didn't know. I knew about Trump letting them use his tower for free. I knew about that.
Yeah, and then now all of a sudden, since he became president, Black people want to call him racist.
It's politics.
I'm just speaking for my own people. I'm not talking about they call them white tea now. I don't know why, but I'm not speaking for white people. I'm talking about black people. See, we don't know certain things. There's a lot of things in those files about Martin Luther King too that I refuse to say on air.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Jackson as well. It's all of them. If you think about P. Diddy, he was the first one. I'm just telling y'all. And what makes it so evil and demonic is that his wife, Coretta Scott King, ordered for those files to be closed for another 40 years, and I remember that too. Also, did y'all know that Rosa Parks' husband had a car, and that was a setup? Did y'all know that?
No,
did y'all know her husband had a car? And they was well off. They had money, and it was rumored that she was a lesbian.
Well, I don't know about all that, but
oh yeah, it's in the files, y'all.
But it's a rumor. It's not, it's not a stated.
Do me a favor, if y'all go to the files, go look at the files, the government files. Everything is leaked on there.
Okay.
Rosa Parks, all of this was a setup.
But just because they got it on a piece of paper, don't make it the truth.
I think it's true because
so you said I think
the FBI and the CIA have it.
Listen, wait a minute. They lie more than anybody else does.
But know what? If you order these files to be closed and now they're open, right. The Most High said before he come, he's going to reveal everything. But they give us Martin Luther King. They gave him to us. Michael Luther King. That's who they gave us to fight for us. Why was it so important? This is my point. This is why we have a race issue today, because we inserted ourselves into their communities. We could have stayed where we were. We were well off before all of this civil rights happened. It would have eventually happened anyway.
Now, I do believe that. I do believe that the time has a way of straightening things out. Although, how long it would have taken, I don't know. But I think nature has a way of even putting cat and dogs together. So, we would have got together at sooner or later. Hey, appreciate you call. Sooner you can't be separated for your whole life. You just can't do that. I am expecting Doug Singleton at some time, if he gets out of his appointment early, to join us via the studio, the virtual studio, and talk a little bit about the hospital thing and see what's going to be done with that thing. I just now realize why people don't really want to talk to idiots sometimes when it comes to politics. I realize now that I realize we don't want to talk to idiots. And I already talked to you 2 times this morning.
Yeah, but the school teacher, the chameleon, she's showing her ignorance. It's not degrade, it's demigrate. You're not degrading a race. I mean, get you a dictionary, Camellia.
Okay. All right then. Every school doesn't necessarily want magnet school designation. Listen, my problem with this whole magnet school issue here, if every school was about educational excellence, if every school was about excellence, you wouldn't need a magnet school. Now, there are some exceptionally bright kids. I had a friend who was one. It wasn't me. Who are a little bit more advanced than regular kids. I think we only need, and I don't think we have enough of them to make a whole big building, a 2-story building for that. But if we did have one, we only need one. If we would take the standards up of regular school, which the city has nothing to do with. Okay, the city has nothing to do with it. Not a doggone thing. Unless we somehow put a city school system together, we just whistling in the wind. We walking past a graveyard acting like ain't no dead people over there. Okay, and that's what we're doing. We just blowing air because we don't have any authority over school. Now, I heard the mayor a couple of times mention something about a city school system. I don't know. Most of the schools are in the city now. It just don't have city authority. And then think about it. What we're going to do then. Do we have to have our own city school board? The schools are in the city, but you still won't have, I don't believe, you still got to come under the Department of Education, I believe, and things of that nature. So Right now, all the schools are in the city. Okay, if we make our parents more responsible to doing things and hold parents, I personally think, if it was up to me, if your child messes up in school, you got to come sit down and DYS with them. I mean, really, give them some counseling while you're down there. Because one time I understand, 2 times, maybe 3 times, that's the limit. 4th time out of school, you're gone. You're just gone for the year. But we don't do that because we want to get rid. Like that little girl when I came on it, that little girl, she's headed to jail. Unless somebody gets her do something with her, she headed to jail. Okay. So, as a matter of fact, I look like not only do we need to get a big prison for the men, now look like we're going to get one for the females of our population now. And they're getting just as crazy as everybody else is now. I mean, whatever happened to the decorum, excellence, my Lord, we don't do it anymore. Whatever happened to being the best you could be? Walk when my mother used to say, remember your last name, because everybody in South Bend know who the Browns were. They were a family that was crazy as hell. Okay, everybody knew it. We went by last names back in the day. Now, nobody really cares about their name. Well, some people do, but not a lot of people do. We don't worry about our name. Remember your last name. How you act reflect. Like I told my boys, remember your last name. Said how you act reflects on me. Okay. You demand all surveillance documents be public. My understanding is that once you get government money, everything that you do is open to the public. Now, I don't know why 1819 News, who came up with that, said they can't get access to them. I mean, I don't think that's true. And all you got to do is put a Freedom of Information Act in, and you have to surrender the information. But if you get government money, you're supposed to, the records are open, if you get government money. I need to get off my your system school instead of complain. Wait. Well, time out. Wait a minute. You need to get off your A and help with the systems school instead of complain. We pay people to do that job. It's called the Board of Education. We pay them. We also pay the teachers to do their job. We pay the principals to do their job. So now, how many people do we need to do their job in public education? How many people we need? I'm not in the school business. I know about computers. That's what I do. I do computers and radio or whatever. I don't get involved in public school, but it's kind of like cornbread. I mean, I can make cornbread, but I know good cornbread when I see it. You know what I'm saying? I know good cornbread when I see it. I know how it tastes when I see it. I may not know how to make it, but I know what it's supposed to taste like and look like. And right now, some of the things we do in public school is not good cornbread. Okay. And I don't know what happened. Part of that problem has been a democratic philosophy that have told our kids for years and years and years, blame the white man. Blame the white man because he did it. Every time you see somebody, man, I can't get a job. I said, how come? Because they won't let me have one. I said, who'd you talk to? Man, I ain't messing with them people. Okay, make my mind up. It's the person who looks back at you in the mirror is 75% responsible for where you are. Okay, 75%. You handle the 75%, and we can handle the 25%. Okay. So listen, and that's part of our problem. We whine too much about the past, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't undo anything that was done. Not a thing. Okay, not a thing. I will not buy. And what lie is that? Tell me what lie that is, and I'll straighten it out right now. Okay, were there people in America at a particular time that sucked? Absolutely did. Absolutely. My mother meant them. My grandfather meant them. Yeah. Where there's a group of people who did that, absolutely. But you know what? We have grown, I believe, since then. I believe we as a nation have grown. Here's what you don't hear. Here's what you don't hear in the public arena. Here's what you do not hear. If we had a monument someplace in Montgomery that said these people love one another and they helped each other, we wouldn't have enough buildings to put it up. Okay? We wouldn't have enough buildings to put it up. The relationships between most black and white folks is great. Even back in those days, white folks were crazy enough to hurt their own people for helping us. Okay, so everybody's played a part in all of this stuff, and we're always bringing it up. But if it had not been for a bunch of good white folks, we wouldn't have gained the things that we got. If it wasn't for a white guy in the White House right now, Mr. Caper would not have got his Medal of Honor, and a couple other people wouldn't have got their Medal of Honor, which is the highest military award in the country. It means you have done something, probably multiple times, that put your life in harm's way to protect your own folks, and yet still serve. So we need some monuments for people who the people, we'll call it the people who work together. Okay, I'm just because we spent a lot of time. We spent a lot of time worrying about the things that went wrong rather than the things that go right. Okay, a lot of time. We'll say, don't blame it. Political parties did not raise you or your children. It is not their fault. Philosophy, if you believe that external things will not make you somewhat waywardly internally, you're crazy. You know why music is such a force? It affects us. It affects our soul. The policies of people, the philosophies of people, of your culture do affect you. They affect us. And to tell people, and when you devalue life to the point, we call that a woman's right to do this. When you devalue life, nothing else matters. And that's, we spent since 1972, whenever they came with Roe versus Wade, we have devalued life. We devalue it. Look on Facebook now. You see women, a bunch of women fighting all the time. It's like there's no shame. We used to have shame in America. We don't have much of that now. Hell, there's still things I won't be doing because I will be ashamed to do it. But we don't have much shame. We don't. I'm just saying something's wrong with us. And in our communities, the black communities all across this country, it ain't just Montgomery. It's a culture, this rap hip hop culture that is destroying the brains and the minds of some of our kids. It is. Listen to the music they listen to. I mean, listen to it. It is. And if you don't believe that music affects the psyche of kids, then you don't have any kids. That's all I can tell you. You don't have any kids and you don't know any. Okay? So sometimes we really argue about the wrong thing. They're near, and I wish I could figure out how to change that culture. I really wish I could. I know one way to change it, of course, is of course trying to get more fathers to be daddies. Everybody got a father. Being a father ain't no big deal. It takes 30 seconds to get it done. Being a dad takes a lifetime. At least till you're 18. It takes at a minimum, it takes 18 years to be one, to train. But we'll take one more year in Alabama. It takes up to until you're 19. Okay. Be a dad for 19 years, and we can see the difference in children. Okay, just be a dad. Okay. It does start at daddy and mommy house, absolutely. But when people have kids just to get a check, just so you can get, and I'll tell you something else that's a bad deal. Multiple fathers in a house, multiple dads in a house makes it difficult to raise anybody. What you want, man?
You the last couple of days you've been having this lady to call in. I guess you and her get together and line this thing up where
Well, I don't.
you know you got to find somebody to prop up Trump, okay?
Well, I ain't trying to prop up Trump. But
this lady,
it's not just racist. But it's not just racist that you guys keep saying that he is.
Hold a minute. A lot of your callers doesn't call that man a racist. We go by his actions.
What
okay?
action?
We may say he has some tendencies there because when the monkey thing came up, he refused to apologize for putting this thing out about Michelle and Barack. Then this man did this crap at the little.
He didn't put it out.
200. Hold a minute now. So you trying to defend him now? See,
he didn't put it out.
Can I talk? Can I talk about Trump for a minute? I'm just calling back to talk about Trump, and you trying to jump in there like this lady. Okay, he wants to paint Trump as this nice cat because he hung out with Jesse Jackson for a few minutes or whatever. P. Diddy, you know. Trump was a roller back then, doing street stuff like the boys in the streets back then, a little bit partying and doing stuff, you know, whatever he wanted to do back then, okay, before he got in the White House. I didn't know anything about Trump until he got in the White House, Kevin. I paid attention to what he's doing in the White House and how he treats the citizens of this country. That's what I base his actions on. And I can form an opinion
I think
down the
he
road.
treats the citizens pretty good.
But when it comes to race and stuff like that, some of the things he does,
like he did.
Wait a minute.
Tell me what he did in relation to black folks to make them racist. Tell me. Give me one thing.
Huh?
Tell me what he did.
Well, the first thing he did when he got in the White House, what was the first thing he did?
Well, you tell me. I didn't have any complaints.
I'm asking you. What was the first thing he did?
He probably had a cup of tea, a cup of coffee or something. I don't know. I don't know. Tell me what he did.
He jumped on this thing called DEI.
And I don't blame him.
Wanted all the black history. Wanted to take away all the black history.
That's a lie. That's a
lie. Erase all the black history.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
See?
That's a bold-faced lie.
Do your research on all this stuff. And all the other things he does.
I wasn't crazy about
then on top of that, how many blacks he got on the cabinet, Kev?
How many black folks are Republicans?
How many got in the cabinet up there?
Black people are
Why Tim Scott didn't get a spot? But that don't prove.
Tim Scott's an idiot.
I'm not going to call him a racist. I'm not going to call him a racist.
So,
I don't know him like that, but he may have a tendency.
You have to put people. You got to put.
But
people around.
You know, then he go put these monuments back over.
Okay.
Put these federal monuments.
Let somebody else get a word in first, okay? You have to put people around you who think like you or are in concurrence with the way you think. Why in the world would I put
of course you can get somebody to think like you. Of course you're gonna get somebody.
Why would I put somebody around me that does not have the same philosophy I do? Why would I do that?
It's called dictatorship, Kevin. When you want.
See you later. I got you. See you later. Okay. It's like, why would I put a guy who's pro-abortion on an anti-abortion board? Why would I do that? Why would I put a guy who hates vegetables and put him in charge of cooking the vegetables? Why would I do that? You got to put people around you who philosophically think the way you do. Okay? Anyway. I got to take this call here, then I got to go take my 5-minute break. I got to get a glass of milk. It's a good thing I don't drink. Good morning, Simpler Days.
Well, Mayor, what Duke didn't mention, one of the first things that Trump did when he got elected was form his staff. And Dr. Ben Carson was placed on his staff.
Although I don't understand why he put Ben Carson in charge of HUD. That was the most dumbest. A world-renowned surgeon. Rather than make him the Surgeon General, we make him of HUD. That didn't make much sense. So he put some. I think he put him in there just so he could have somebody black, because that didn't make sense to use a man like that to housing, urban, and development. What? That didn't make sense at all.
So we put people in positions because they're the token race Is that what you're telling me?
I believe that's what one of them was. Ben Carson had no business being involved in that. He should have been the Surgeon General of the United States.
Well, the Democrats have put a whole lot of token
that's true.
people in, and so maybe Trump just trying to catch up with them.
maybe he was, but I was glad he was there. But it was just that didn't make much sense. Logistically, it didn't make sense to put a world-renowned surgeon in charge of HUD. That just didn't. And I understand now he grew up in the projects, and maybe that's why he did it because Ben Carson grew up in public housing, and so maybe that's why he did it. I don't know. He never explained to us why he did it, but that's.
Well, when you get to be on the city council and you make that motion to build that tower downtown.
What tower?
You said you were going to build a tower down there for all the people to come together around it.
Oh no! I said if we build a monument to all the people, black and white, who've gotten together and loved one another all these years, even through the tough times, we probably wouldn't have enough room in Montgomery for it.
Well, and another monument we probably wouldn't have enough room for are all the Democrats that did black folks in along the way. So you can put it side by side. We can honor both of them.
Yeah. Well, one we would commemorate, and the other we would honor. So
have a good day.
All right, appreciate it. I gotta take a break. I'll be back in a couple of moments. I gotta go get my glass of milk, because that's what I have to do initially. So we'll be back in a little bit here because you guys hang loose. Let me see. That's a 3-minute break. So we'll be back right after the messages. Okay. Alrighty then, we're back. All right, appreciate that. It's 8:47 in the morning. I guess Don Douglas is doing something else. What do you want, Don?
Duke ain't probably got enough brain power to know, but you know what the Futures Act is? It was one of the first things that Donald Trump signed in his first term. You know what it is?
What's that?
Well, Every year, the HBCUs would come to the White House and beg for money. Donald Trump signed the Futures Act, which guaranteed that HBCUs, historic black colleges, would get $250 million a year without having to come ask for it. So, Duke, you should learn how to Google, do something. I mean, you just embarrass yourself.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, I did remember that he did give them a lot of money. As a matter of fact, I didn't know you don't have to come back to the White House and beg anymore. Okay, well, that's pretty good. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's see who's whining now. Prior to 72, a black woman wouldn't think of leaving the house in a bonnet. That's true. Now she parades it like a badge of honor while awaiting to get affixed to her head. Okay, I can understand. Yeah, that's true. All Biden wanted to do was get money for himself and his family, and he did a good job of doing that. And it looked like the Obamas ain't did too bad either. I ain't mad at him. He could put those blacks holding those signs up behind him. They could do a better job than DEI appointed jokesters. Well, I wasn't too great about DEI anyway. Anything that puts doubt in people. Oh, I forgot the camera. Left the camera. Anything that puts doubt in people's mind of whether or not I am competent, whether or not I am intelligent enough in order to get the job done, I don't want it. And DEI did exactly that. It made people think when they walked into an office and saw a black man or black pilot or black whoever, made them think, oh, you got this just because you DEI. The military tried DEI, and it's gotten some people hurt by putting women in certain roles that they did not belong in. Okay. And three, and let me the worst case of DEI I've ever seen. Here we go. We got 3 women go to Ranger School. Ranger School has a 70% dropout rate. 7 out of every 10 won't make it. But the first 3 women who went to Ranger School for the first time, they all came out with a Ranger tab. You know why? Because the general told them they will pass. They will pass. It wasn't help them pass. They will pass because politically it looked good. So you want to talk about DEI? DEI was in the military too. And then another case of DEI, you got these guys that, I can't think of it now. But now airborne school is a little different. Nobody can jump out the plane for you. You have to do that. There ain't no jumping out the plane. So women being airborne is no big deal. Hey, they got a set of wings on their uniform. I'm cool. I respect them, and you better not say nothing about them as I hit you in the mouth. Okay, so we good. So because you have to jump. You don't get to sit on the ground and call yourself a paratrooper. You don't get to do that. So women were doing that, but in Ranger School, they changed the rule. They changed the rule, baby. So these women can get the tag. And I don't like that. I don't mind if let people do whatever it is they want to do as long as they can do it. But don't lower the standards. Okay. When you raise the floor, when you take the floor, which is right here, raise it up, take the ceiling, which is right here, you think you're touching the ceiling, but no, you're not, because we have lowered the ceiling and raised the floor. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And DEI was an illusion. Okay. So I didn't like it either. So I was glad he did away with that crap. Stop thinking that black folks are only in their position because somebody gave it to them. Okay. Don't believe that. And if we learn nothing else from that Hidden Figures movie, black folks are some smart people. when they want to be smart, we're some smart folks. Now, not me. Not me. I'm not that brilliant. But we got some black folks who are absolutely, intellectually superior to many. Okay, they don't need DEI. But if you got a DEI program somewhere, the minute somebody walks in the room, they gonna think that somebody gave it to them. I'm so glad they got rid of that crap. I don't know what to do. And I don't think the president was trying to change black history. And the word came out the other day. Everybody was talking. They took the picture of Chappie James down because they didn't want a black man up there. Well, Chappie James' picture now. Chadwick James Pick now is in, I believe it's in the Air Force Memorial Museum, which is where it ought to be. Yellow.
Hey, I know I called. This is my second call, but also, do you remember when the plane was flipped over, and I don't know which airline it was, but it was a bunch of DEI women flying that plane, and it flipped over, and the president said these words. He said it was a bunch of lesbians on this plane. This is why this happened. Do you remember that?
No. Who said that?
Our president said it.
Trump?
This happened. They flipped the airplane upside down. A bunch of DEI women, and the president came on the air and said it's a bunch of lesbians, and this is why this happened. And I thought that was funny though. But yeah, DEI. I didn't even understand why would they create this, but it costs a lot of taxpayers' money to go overseas too. A lot of money was missing. And also Trump stopped a lot of embezzlement. He stopped a lot of misuse of funds. He stopped a lot of things. And nobody appreciates that. It was even people over 300 years old getting Social Security.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah, they were sending checks out to nowhere. Yeah, a whole bunch of checks.
So it was that wasn't the only. It was several of those accounts. Nobody knows where that money was going.
Kind of like they're doing in Minnesota right now with child care. They ripping the government off up there.
That's what I'm so upset about. Yeah. How I'm wondering, when is Omar going to prison? I'm trying to figure, are these people able to get away with all this stuff? Did you see what she did lately?
No, what she do lately?
Okay, now you already know he got a staff that's looking right into all this government fraud. She went back into her bank her files, her tax records, and went from 30,000 now to zero.
Oh yeah, I had that was in the paper yesterday.
30 billion to zero.
Yeah, that was their.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in the paper the other day. Yeah, she's a crook.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. Why, if it had been me, you, or anybody in your on your platform, we'll be in jail.
But you know what? When you marry your brother, what else can I say about you? You know.
Okay, but when is this going to be? I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Yeah,
and I like ICE. I like ICE. I'm sorry. I like ICE. All right, have a good day.
All right, appreciate it. I'm all right with ICE, but I must admit I don't really like the way we doing it. I understand, but I could never be an ICE agent. I don't like the way we just go into people's place and put them in. I don't like. It's the method that we're using that I just don't like. Hegseth, Kennedy, and DNI appointee Justice they're all DEI. Well, Hegseth served in the military. I don't know about and Kennedy. I'm still trying to figure out why Kennedy is in the health business because he's not a doctor. But hey, the president has the authority to put in these offices people he want to put in there. And you do have staff. I mean, you know, and John, look at this. When you bring new lieutenants into your unit, you assign them a responsibility. Motor pool, what they don't know. They don't know jack about a truck. They don't know nothing. But they got senior NCOs there. People like me, sergeants, and everybody and you can still manage them. You learn as you go, as long as you have the temperament to do it. You learn as you go. So the fact of the matter is they didn't know much about it. That doesn't bother me that much. As long as you got a staff that can train you in order to and get you up to speed as you go along about managing it. Because we know that Ben Carson certainly had the brains to manage HUD. I just didn't understand why they put him there because, you know, he was a surgeon. I mean, you know, that's wasting a whole lot of brain power there. But then again, it was said that he was a member. He lived in the housing projects. So that's why the president put him there. I don't know if that's a bunch of smoke and mirrors or not, but you know, I guess I don't know. I don't know, but I think that was a waste of time. He should have been a Surgeon General of the United States. And rather than that man that walks around with a dress on under Biden. Yeah, right. Anyway, my time is just about up. Don't forget our sponsors of our show, which is One Stop Wireless, which is located over there on Atlanta Highway, right on the corner of Atlanta Highway and Coliseum Boulevard. If you have a phone and you need a phone, they can help you with that. That's not their problem. They got Apple, they got all kind of phones and stuff like that. So if you need them, give them a call. And don't forget, they can take a phone that you have. If you got a phone in your house that you haven't been doing much with, you can use that phone, take it to them, and they can turn that phone back on for you. Okay. And it would be on their system, of course, and not and not somebody else's. Okay, so I'm just saying you might want to think about doing it. If you got the phone sitting in the drawer, you might well take it on down there. But if you don't have a phone, they even got some free phones down there for you. So give them a call, 320-2988, 320-2988, area code 334-320-2988. And one more thing before I go, because a lot of folks are getting messed up right now. I'm getting calls about this every couple of days or so. When you computers are interesting things nowadays. If you got a computer that is over 7 years old, it is time for another one. Okay, computers are kind of like cars; they go out of date. And right now, if you got a computer that's over 7 years old, you may be time to upgrade. You may can upgrade it. Some of the ones you can put a new motherboard in it, a new RAM, and all that stuff, and you can upgrade your computer without buying another case. But if you got one of those Dells or HPs or whatever, it's probably time for a new computer. Okay, maybe time for it. And you need one that is Windows 11 compliant. So make sure that it will work. Because a lady called me yesterday with a virus. Guess why she got the virus? She was still running Windows 8, and it screwed up her whole computer yesterday. Everything gone. Okay, it is time to upgrade your operating system. Okay, and call these people, Montgomery Computer Services, 334-277-6902. Ask for Stuart. Down there, they can fix it. And if you're a business, they specialize in business, but they don't necessarily just work on business computer. If you take it down there, they can help you out. Upgrade your computer, get the viruses off, and if you lost your passwords or anything like that, we can get in it. I say we because sometimes I work down there. We can open you, get your computer open for you. Find out, we can back up your data before you trade your computer in and get rid of it, get a new one, take that data, all that data, and put it on another computer for you. So give these guys a call. They're the best in Montgomery they better than the Geek Squad. They better than all them folks. I mean, they even better on some things than I am. Okay, but they specialize in business. And ladies and gentlemen, if you got a business and you run it by a computer, well, the last thing you need to do is let your computer fail. Let those guys come over and check out your equipment for you. Make sure hard drives will give a signal that they're on the way out. And by the time it goes out, it can cost you up to $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 to get your data off of it. And even then, they may not be able to get your data. Back up your data. Back it up. If you can't figure that out, give these guys a call. They can come over and show you how to do it. Put something on there that can back it up for you. Okay, so let's get it done. Let's just get it done. And don't call us, because the minute the computer goes bad, the minute things all messed up, guess what? Yeah, it's too late then. It's too late then. So that number is 277-6902, 277-6902, Montgomery Computer Services. They're located at, where they're located at? Right next to 5141 Atlanta Highway, right next to Healthwise Food up there. Healthwise Food, the health food store. Yeah, they're right next to those guys. I'm telling you, don't wait till it's too late. Okay, don't wait till you come to work one morning and your computer don't come on, or if it comes on, and if you hear this clicking sound, yeah, that's a bad sign. Okay, call them up, let them do a precursory look at your equipment, tell you what you need to get rid of, and all that stuff. And I guarantee you'll be glad that you did. And if your computer's going absolutely slow, it's time for new. Okay, but anyway, give them a call, 277-6902. 277-6902. Let's say that one more time. 277-6902. 502. Montgomery Computer Services. Okay. On Atlanta Highway, 5141 Atlanta Highway, right next to Healthwise Food and that barbershop, and I think it's Progressive. Is that Progressive up there? AI something, some insurance company up there on top of the hill. And they got a place up there where they sell cat food, dog food, and all that kind of stuff. Animal food, okay? Right there, a little shop and sit on top of the hill. Anyway, gotta go. We'll see you tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. And remember, the lesson of life today is this. Okay, now you may not believe this, but this is the lesson of life today, and it is absolutely true. And you when I tell you what it is, you will understand, my friend. You will understand. Okay, let me get it right here. Let me get it right here. The lesson of life. I can't leave without giving you the lessons of life. These are all the things we learn living. Okay, these are all the things we learn living. So let me get this right quick to you. I meant to put it on there earlier, but Duke got my mind all messed up. Okay, so you know, he got my mind just messed up. Okay, he just crazy. Anyway, lesson of life for the 24th day of June, 2026, and it goes as follows. Everybody, if you live long enough, everybody will or has gone through something that has or will change you for the rest of your life. It'll change you so much you can never go back to the person you used to be. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's somewhere out there with your name on it. It's going to happen. But remember, it is not what happens to you. It is how you respond to it. It ain't what happens, it's how you handle it. Okay? Remember that. And the word of the day is antithetical. Antithetical. It means directly opposite or opposed. Okay? That's in their life. Everybody has gone through something that has changed them in a way they can never go back to the person they once were. And if it hasn't happened yet, it will. Good morning to you. And remember, laying on the ground don't make you strong. Getting up every time you fall does. So what should you do? Absolutely right. Keep getting up. See you later. Have a great day.